1:48 in the morning. Your girl is sweating balls up in this room. She was born by the river. She was born by the river. She was shaking that ass, bending over Papa Pussy. She was making that cash. Oh my god. Hi guys, what's happening? It's Megan here. Welcome back to my channel. Unless you've never seen me before, welcome to my channel. Today's video is going to be a story time. I haven't done a story time in what honestly feels like such a hot minute. I'm not even sure when the last time I did a story time was, but I do know that I owe you guys one. So I actually did have a pretty crazy 4th of July, which led me to have this story that you guys are about to hear right now, today, right here. Let's just go ahead and get right to it. We need a name, okay? We need a name. We're gonna call her Tag. Me and Tag decided to meet up with my family and watch this laser show slash like fireworks. I don't really feel it. The place where we were going to meet them was about 30 minutes away from my house, so it wasn't too far, but it wasn't like super duper close. It was probably more like 45 minutes. Yeah, I think it was 45 minutes. My mom had told me that we should probably leave around 7:30 so that we would make it on time and avoid all the traffic and just not be late. My friend Tag comes over and we're getting all of our stuff together, we're getting ready. My parents and the rest of my family, they all went early because they're smart and they don't want to deal with all the other people and they're smart. Me and Tag are at my house, we're finishing up getting ready. By the time we left, it was about 7:45. I'm not even gonna lie, I actually think it was like 8. It was 8 o'clock, I'm pretty sure. We left around 8 o'clock and the place that we were going to was 30 to 45 minutes from my house, depending on traffic. That night, oh Lord, oh Lord, oh Lord, oh Lord, Lord. I put the GPS on and we are on our way there. We got up to about 7 minutes left until we were there, and that's when my iPhone started telling me, like, you know, on your maps when it'll be red, that means I was hella backed up with traffic. My iPhone was telling me like, yo, shit, you got some traffic coming your way. And we got onto the interstate, which at this point we were now 5 minutes away from the address, like getting there, arriving. We turned onto the interstate to get off onto the exit to get onto where the location is. Once we turned onto the interstate, that shit was crazy. Oh my god. Oh my god. That is how many cars were on this highway. Me and Tag were just sitting in traffic because obviously we had nothing else to do. We're just listening to music. This traffic was not moving fast at all. It was not moving fast in any way whatsoever. We were honestly inching forward. And when I say that, I literally mean inching forward. That traffic was insane. I would not ever want to go relive that night in my entire life. Well, at least that part of the night. Actually, no, maybe I shouldn't relive that night. The amount of times that my life was tried this night by some host trying to cut me off in traffic, and I shit you guys not, it wasn't that kind of traffic that's just, oh, you can easily just like keep on going. No, it was that kind of traffic to where when you got cut off, that was just them being straight up cunts. They just literally, the cars, if you were not paying attention and the car in front of you moved forward, the car in the left lane would just slip right in front of you and be slick as fuck. You had to keep your eyes on the road. My friend Tag she would tell me every single time the car ahead of us moved, she'd be like, move, go. Because she did not want anyone to cut me off, and I didn't either. Like, it made me so mad. It made me so mad. If you put your blinker on and act like a normal human being, I will let you over. But when you sit there and try and be slick with me and cut me off, I think the fuck not. No. So that already kind of got me, you know, a little pressed at the beginning of the night, but that's unavoidable. It's traffic. You know, it'd be like that. Oh my gosh, our moods were so bipolar in the car. We would go from literally just dancing in the seats to sitting down, going through the traffic, to once we come to a stop, dancing in the seats again, playing all these throwback songs, just having a good time. Until this one car got so motherfucking close to me. This one car didn't just try my life. This car tested my will to not be a crazy bitch. This car decides to take a right, start going down the side of the road where there's bumps so that if you start to veer off, you'll hear it and wake up if you're falling asleep or whatever while you're not paying attention, so you won't go off the road. This bitch goes down the side of the road passing all the cars, and I wanted to just pull out and have to have them slam on their brakes so bad. But I couldn't in time. I couldn't. It wasn't meant to be, obviously. But, you know. Once we finally got up to the little tiny, toll booths. We're just gonna call it a toll booth because I'm pretty sure you guys are all familiar with what that is. It's basically just the entrance of where you pay, and parking was $15. Parking was $15. That's what that whole entire line of traffic down the entire interstate and backed up from buttfuck nowhere to here. That's what all of that traffic was for. Some cars didn't even get to make the show because of how bad the traffic was. We were even late. We were late, and we were ahead of a shit ton of people. It was so crazy. After we paid the $15 and we get inside, I had to go park my car. I had no idea where I was going, so you know, I just kind of did what I always do when I'm in this situation, and I just did exactly what the person ahead of me did. And I followed them. We went into this parking lot, and I don't know where this parking lot was at all, to be honest. I don't know how I found my car on the way back. That all remains a mystery. We found a parking spot, and let me tell you guys about this parking lot first. As I'm driving into this parking lot, I see a spot. So I try to like pull into the spot, and I was not able to make it. My friend tagged, she's like, go, keep going, you'll make it, you'll make it. And I was like, no, I'm gonna hit this car beside me. I'm gonna hit this car. No, I couldn't do it. So I already had a line of traffic behind me because I'm trying to pull into the spot and back up and pull in, and it was not working out. So I just backed up and all, and I decided to keep on going and just say like, fuck it. And I see another spot. You know, I go to turn into it, and the same thing happened. I didn't turn wide enough, or like this one was actually a really tiny spot. The other one was tiny, but this one was like extra tiny. I was not gonna make it, and again I had the same line of traffic behind me waiting because I'm at the front of this line. Because I tried to pull into one spot, I couldn't do it. I tried to pull into another spot, I couldn't do it. So at this point I just backed out again, and I kept going, and I finally found a spot, and Tag is over there looking at me like, bitch, if you don't pull into this motherfucking spot. And I'm just looking like, oh my god, I gotta make it. I have to make it. Like, I cannot make a fool of myself any more than I already have. I made it, and we got out, and we start walking in at this point. Me nor Tag expected the walk from my car to where my family was at to be near as long as that walk was. Little did we know that we would be walking from one whole side of the park to the complete opposite side of this park. We started walking, and what felt like was over 3 hours of walking was actually, in all honesty, I think like 10 or 15 minutes of walking. That felt so awful. I felt like I was walking to my deathbed, walking to Satan to just confess all of the shit that I fucked up and done. I was on a walk to hell. Basically, that's how I felt. My feet were hurting. I was sweating in every single crevice of this body. When I'm walking on my deathbed, I'm just imagining this walk is what that walk is gonna be like. This walk from my car to my family was one of the worst walks I've ever had to do in my life. It was awful. As soon as we got there and went into the park, we see an officer with a machine gun strapped to his motherfucking chest. That's just lovely to look at. Wonderful. Then my friend Tag had to pee really, really bad, and I didn't know where the restrooms are, you know. I don't know where the fuck I am, to be honest. I didn't know where the restrooms were. We didn't know what we were doing. I'm the last person that anybody would want to come to for help, directions, anything. I'm the last person. I'm just telling you that now. You don't even have to ask me. I'm just going to go ahead and let you know, like, I'm the last person that you'll ever want to ask for anything. She had to pee really bad, and I told Tag, I was like, okay, we're going to find the restrooms, and you're going to go, because if you don't go, you're going to regret it. It took her about, like, 15 minutes to go because the line was so long and there were so many people. I didn't have makeup on though. Oh my god, if I had makeup on, that would have melted right the fuck off my face. That would have been dead. She gets out of the restroom. Once we found my family, we were able to watch the rest of the laser show and the fireworks. And we finally got to just sit down and relax and lay down for once. After walking for God knows how long and going through all of that traffic where my life was honestly tried more than I've ever had my life tried in my entire life. After the laser show had finished, Tag told me that she had a couple friends that lived right beside where we were at and wanted to know if that I would be interested in, like, us all hanging out, and I was like, sure man, yeah, fuck yeah, let's go. And we met up with her friends after. We hung out with them. By the time we left their house, it was about 3 a.m. And the only reason it was so late was because Tag had fallen asleep and I didn't want to wake her up and just be like, come on, let's go. So I let her sleep for like an hour, about an hour and a half, and then we all woke up and I was like, alright, well, we gotta go now. So, we gotta go. We really gotta go. I was okay with letting her sleep for a little bit so she could get sleep. She was obviously tired. After she woke up and we got all of our shit together and we left, I was so hungry, and I was so hungry. I asked Tag if I could stop at McDonald's to get some food. If you guys don't really know me that well, one thing that I'm not a huge fan of is, like, McDonald's. I'll eat it, but it's not ever going to be like my first choice, if that makes sense. I was so hungry, I was willing to eat anything, just anything. I asked Tag, hey, can we stop at McDonald's? Can I get some food? She says, yeah, whatever, and she's just falling asleep in the passenger seat. Like, she just was asleep the entire car ride. Once we got to McDonald's, I got some food. I pulled into a spot in the parking lot and I started eating it because I did not want to eat and drive. I was already a little bit tired. I needed a little break just to sit and listen to music and eat. I was so hungry. Oh my gosh. I turned off my car and I started playing music because my car, if you take out the keys, the music will still play. It's really weird, but it just runs off the battery. So I turned my car off and we're just listening to music. She's asleep next to me. I'm eating my food, you know, just enjoying my food. This homeless person comes up to my car. But this homeless person in particular, I was not getting good vibes from him, alright? I was not getting good vibes. So he automatically just, like, runs up to my car window, and I look over and I'm like shitting myself at this moment. I look over at Tag. Tag is asleep, and I know that if Tag woke up, Tag would have shat herself. So I had to keep it cool and not say or react in any way whatsoever to make sure that Tag would stay asleep. So I'm looking at this dude like, the fuck you want? I can't help you, I'm sorry, like, now is not the time, tonight is not the night, today is not the day. I honestly just didn't want to cause a scene, so to avoid anything that I possibly could have, whatever, I kind of kept to myself hoping that he would just walk away. The first thing I did was look down at the clock. I don't know why, I just looked at the clock, and it was like 3:25. 5 minutes had passed, and I looked down, and it's 3:30, and this dude is still standing there right out of my car. I don't know what he was doing. He was moving his arms. I don't even, because I wasn't looking at him. I'm just looking at him through the corner of my eye, trying to ignore him and, like, avoid him as much as I possibly can. I look over, and then he just starts doing weird things with his hand again, and I slowly reach under, and I try and start my car. My car didn't start. Life's fine. I'm fine. Everything's fine. At this point, I just look over at this guy and I did this. I just did this straight through the window, and he looked at me and he just started walking away. fuck, man. Oh my god. Okay, yeah, we gotta get home. We gotta get home. After I woke up Tag and explained kind of what had happened to her in this situation, I went ahead and called my dad. The first time he didn't answer, and I'm just sitting there like, yo, fuck, what are we gonna do? It's 4 in the morning, basically. It was, I believe it was 3:40 at this point. It was around 3:40 at this point. I'm like, no one's gonna answer at basically 4 in the morning. I look down, and it's my dad calling me. I don't know how this dude was awake. I don't know, okay? I answered, I explained everything to him. He said he was on his way, and I hung up. That was that. I'm chilling in my car, talking to Tag. We're just hanging out until my dad gets there so he can jump my car for me, and we can both be on our merry ways. We were about a good, at this point, 25 minutes away from my house. So after about 20 minutes had passed, I started to get like, you know, he should be getting here any sooner. That's when I started to like get all my stuff together, get ready. You know, he's gonna be here soon. I need to have my life together as much as possible. I looked down and something stood out to me. I looked down on my gear shift. There's a habit that I'm really bad about, and that's when I put my car in park, I pull up my emergency brake. Or when I'm at a red light and I have my foot on the brake, I'll tend to just pull up my emergency brake while my car's in drive and it'll sit still. I forgot that when I had pulled into the parking spot, I just pulled up my emergency brake and I didn't put my car in park. It was in drive this entire time. I go and I put it in park. I try and turn on my car. And it turns on. You know it fucking turns on, obviously. My dad pulls into the parking lot in that moment, in that very moment. I look over and see him coming in the parking lot. I called him so I didn't have to say this to his face. I called him and I explained to him everything that happened. He actually had my brother in the car too, and my brother was like, you know what, since you made us come all the way down here, you're getting in this car, you're going through that drive-thru with us, and you're paying for our ice cream. I said, you know what, it's the least I can do for y'all since I just made you guys come out here because I'm a head ass. So I went through the drive-thru with them, and as soon as they ordered, the lady goes, I'm sorry, our ice cream machine is broken. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. It was so funny. That was the perfect cherry on top to the end of this night. My dad took me over to my car, dropped me off. Tag's asleep in the passenger seat, practically kind of like half asleep, half awake, in and out, dozing out. We get home, we come inside, and we just go to bed. And that was the end of the night. And that is the story time I have for you guys. I don't think it's the same as like kind of my other story times, but it was one hell of a night. Let me tell you guys that. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you are interested, I will have all of my social media linked down below in the description box for you guys. I hope you all have a wonderful, beautiful, amazing, poppin' day or night wherever you are. As you guys already know, not only do I love you guys so very much, but I will catch you guys in my next video. Bye!